In ancient times, in a land where rivers flowed freely and mountains stretched to the clouds, there lived a bey named Kazan Bey. Kazan Bey was a powerful, brave, and deeply loving leader who was cherished and respected by all. His greatest joy was his son Uruz. Uruz was a courageous boy much like his father, but he was also wise and kind-hearted. From a young age, Kazan Bey had told him tales of heroism and taught him the importance of doing good. As Uruz grew, he wanted to become a hero like his father. One day, Kazan Bey decided to host a grand feast. People from all over the village were invited. Everyone wore colorful clothes and prepared the finest foods. A large fire was lit in the feast area, where stories were told and games were played. Children ran around laughing, while the adults ate and chatted. Uruz was the liveliest person at the feast. He roamed around saying, one day, "I will be as powerful as my father!" His father watched him with pride. But as the feast was in full swing, a messenger arrived on horseback. The man's face was filled with worry. Everyone fell silent, eager to hear what he had to say. The messenger quickly approached Kazan Bey and began to speak. "My lord, the enemies have gathered their armies. They are marching to attack our villages." Hearing this news, everyone's faces turned pale with fear. Kazan Bey stood up calmly. "My friends, this is not the time for merriment. We must protect our people," he said. Then he turned to his son, Uruz. "This is a time of war. Courage and caution are crucial in battle. You will help me, but you must be wise. Victory is not only won by strength, but also by intelligence." Uruz listened carefully to his father's words. He put on his armor, mounted his horse, and said, "I am ready, father. I will fight by your side." His father was both proud and concerned of his bravery, for going to war was never easy. Thus, Kazan Bey, his son Uruz, and their brave soldiers set out to face the enemy. Along the way, Kazan Bey explained to Uruz the things he needed to be mindful of in battle. Never underestimate the enemy, always stay alert. Use your strength wisely, or you will tire. Uruz etched his father's every word into his mind. As the sun set, Kazan Bey and his army reached the vicinity of the enemy camp. A great adventure awaited them. Kazan Bey and his brave son Uruz, along with their soldiers, arrived at the place where the enemies were. As the morning sun rose between the mountains, the two armies faced each other. Uruz stood by his father, watching the battle with excitement. His heart was racing as if it would leap out of his chest, but he was not afraid, for there was something his father always told him. A hero is not the one who is fearless, but the one who conquers fear. When the battle began, both sides fought with all their might. Kazan Bey's army was fiercely battling to drive back the enemies. Uruz, remembering his father's advice, fought carefully, but the enemies were numerous and cunning. After some time, Uruz noticed a group of enemies sneaking up from behind. "I must warn my father and the soldiers," he thought, and quickly acted. He charged his horse towards the enemies. Drawing his sword, he began to fight them alone, but the enemies realized Uruz was alone. One of them said, "This boy could be a great prize for us! Let's capture him." Uruz fought bravely, but the enemies were too many. Eventually, he grew tired and fell into a trap. The enemies captured Uruz, tied his hands and feet, and said, "You are now our prisoner, young man!" Uruz's eyes filled with fear, but he quickly gathered his courage. "My father will surely rescue me. I am the son of Kazan Bey. I must not lose hope," he thought. The enemies took Uruz to a cave. Inside the cave was a dark cell made of stones. Uruz was left alone there. The entrance to the cave was guarded by enemy soldiers. But despite his fear, Uruz did not give up hope. "I trust my father. He will find me and rescue me from this cave." Meanwhile, Kazan Bey noticed his son was missing from the battlefield. He looked around in concern. "Where is Uruz? I can't see him," he shouted. One of his soldiers said, "My lord, Uruz went after the enemies, but he hasn't returned." Kazan Bey's heart sank. His son was lost, but he quickly regained his composure and addressed his soldiers. will pursue Uruz. He is my son and more precious to me than anything. We will not return without rescuing him." Kazan Bey and his soldiers set out to find Uruz. Uruz, meanwhile, was waiting in the dark cave, remembering the words his father always told him: a true hero never loses hope in difficult times. While waiting in the dark cave, Uruz never lost faith that his father would rescue him. "My father will surely find me," he told himself. He tried to untie the ropes on his hands, but they were too tight. Still, he did not give up. Uruz was determined to remain patient and strong. Meanwhile, Kazan Bey and his soldiers were searching everywhere for Uruz, following the trail of the enemies. Kazan Bey's mind was always on his son. "Uruz is a brave boy, but I must rescue him as soon as possible," he thought. When night fell, they reached the enemy camp. The camp was set up around a large cave. The enemies had lit fires in front of the cave and were keeping watch. Kazan Bey observed the camp from a distance and decided to make a plan. Whispering to his soldiers, he said, "We must take down the enemies quietly. If we make noise, they might harm Uruz. We all need to be careful." Kazan Bey's soldiers silently approached the enemy camp. They neutralized the guards and reached the cave entrance. The guards at the entrance were not expecting Kazan Bey's approach. Kazan Bey forcefully opened the cave door and rushed to the cell where Uruz was held. When Uruz saw his father, his eyes lit up with joy. "Father, I knew you would find me," he said. Kazan Bey quickly untied the ropes on his son's hands and embraced him. "You are my brave son." "I never thought of leaving you here," he said. But the danger was not over yet. The enemy soldiers began to rush towards the cave. Kazan Bey and Uruz quickly exited the cave. The soldiers fought hard to protect them. Uruz continued to fight by his father's side, remembering all the lessons he had learned from him: courage, patience, and being wise. Eventually, the enemies were defeated. Kazan Bey and Uruz, along with their soldiers, returned to their village safely. The villagers welcomed them with joy. Everyone was talking about Uruz's bravery and Kazan Bey's love. From that day on, Uruz looked at his father with even more admiration. Kazan Bey was proud of his son. The bond between father and son grew even stronger. The tale of Kazan Bey and Uruz's adventure was told for years among the people. It showed everyone how powerful courage, hope, and love can be.